Hi, this video is for Tuesday, April 7th for trigonometry. So today I'm going to be teaching you about how to multiply complex numbers. So to multiply complex numbers, we have to remember our FOIL method. So we're going to be using the FOIL method, and the biggest new idea is that we're going to have to replace I squared with negative 1. So I'm going to write that up here. We're going to have to replace I squared with negative 1. So when we FOIL things, a lot of times our last term is going to be a certain number, say like 7I squared, and then you would replace the I squared part with negative 1, so then it would become 7 times negative 1, which would be minus 7 at the end. But we'll get to that. So we're going to do the first problem that's on your notes. Okay, so the first problem says 2 minus 3I times 1 plus I. Okay, so we're going to do the FOIL method like I said. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times I is 2I. Negative 3I times 1 is negative 3I. And negative 3I times 1I is negative 3I squared. Okay, so we're going to combine our like terms in the middle. So 2I minus 3I is negative 1I. And I told you we're going to replace this I squared with negative 1. So now this term at the end, we have negative 3 times negative 1. Or you can think of it as 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, but then you have this minus. So I always just do it like this. This is negative 3. This is negative 1. So if you multiply those, you would get positive 3. Okay, so now it looks like this. So our last like terms are 2 plus 3, which is 5. So it's 5 minus 1I, or you could write 5 minus I. Okay? So hopefully that made sense so far. Alright, so are you ready for the second problem? Alright, let's do it. Okay, so number 2 looks like this. It says 1 minus 4I times 2 minus 3I. Okay, so if we're going to FOIL this, we're going to have 1 times 2, 1 times negative 3I, negative 4I times 2, and negative 4I times negative 3I. So it's going to make plus 12I squared. Okay, so we're going to combine the like terms in the middle. So that makes 2 minus 11I plus 12 times negative 1. Okay, so at the end here, this is going to become minus 12. So 2 minus 12 is negative 10. So final answer is negative 10 minus 11I. Okay, so hopefully that made sense and you're good with that. Alright, so now we're going to look at a couple of problems that are slightly different. We're still multiplying complex numbers, but these next two look slightly different. So number 3 looks like this. 4I times the quantity of 7 plus 4I. Okay, so we're going to do the distributive property here. So 4I times 7 and 4I times 4I. Okay, so that's going to make 28I plus 16I squared. Okay, so remember I squared gets replaced with negative 1. Alright, so we have 28I minus 16. And usually in a complex number, the real portion comes first. So we're going to write it like this. Negative 16 plus 28I. Okay. So there we just did the distributive property and then we simplified. Right, now the last one is special because certain parts are going to cancel out when we do the FOIL method. So you'll see what's left when that happens. Okay, certain things are going to cancel out in this problem because these are actually conjugates of each other. So I'll write that word first. So this is not Spanish class, but these are conjugates of each other because they're the same except for the signs in the middle. This is a minus and that is a plus. And when we do the FOIL method, you're going to notice that the middle portions cancel out. Okay, so that's the beauty of conjugates in terms of complex numbers. Okay, so if you watch this, I FOILed this. I got 9 plus 3i minus 3i minus I squared. If you combine these middle two, what's going to happen? They cancel out and they equal 0. So we're going to have 9 minus negative 1. So that would make 9 plus 1, which is 10. Okay, so that's it. So those are 4 examples of multiplying complex numbers. That's what your assignment for today is going to be about. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. So be sure you keep working hard. And I miss you lots and hope that you're well. I'll see you tomorrow.